Hi there, Mr. Graves here again, and we've got our background ready to rock on this. We're going to go ahead and work with lines. Okay, and again, your title for this should be Line Starter. Okay. Now, we're going to run through all the different kinds of lines that they have here in Google Drawings. Okay. We're also going to make it so that you're going to be seeing some of the different formatting options. We probably will not do stuff like reflections and shadows and stuff like that, although you could. Okay, maybe we'll do that with a couple. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to run through. So we've got regular straight lines, arrows, we've got elbow connectors, which are used to connect shapes. So we will need a couple of shapes. We've got curved connectors, same deal. Okay, we've got curved lines, which can be used to create closed shapes or not. We've got polylines, which can be used to create lines with corners or closed shapes. And we can also create scribbles, which are great for freehand drawing or for signing your name. Okay, so we're going to start from the top. So for the line, let's just go ahead and draw a line. Okay, so there's our line. I'm going to make this white. I'm going to make it fat. I'm going to make it dotted. And here's the cool part. I can go ahead and change the ends of my line. Okay, so I'm going to make this one a circle. I'm going to make this one an arrow. Okay, not too hard. Now, a suggestion here is when you're done with a line, click on where it says select. What this does is it makes it so that you're not accidentally starting a new line. Okay, all right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start my next line, which is an arrow. And I'm going to go ahead and put that here. Now, it makes it look like the other one. I really don't want it to look like the other one, so I'm going to change it. Let's change the color first. We're going to change the thing to be a bit fatter. We're going to make it so that it's a dashed line instead. Okay. Now, if you need to make a change on these, you can do that. See how when I click, I get another arrow that's kind of got the same characteristics? Didn't want that. All I have to do is backspace, as long as it's selected. Now with this one, see how I've got the four-pointed arrow? If I click on this, I can change this and edit it, right? There you go. All right, now let's go ahead and do some more. Again, click on select, and we're going to go ahead and choose our next line, which is an elbow connector. But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and put in a couple shapes. So first shape we're going to put in, your choice really. Let's say that I put in a hexagon. Okay, so let's put a hexagon. Okay. I don't want it to be boring, so I'm going to give it a color. Let's make it a gradient. Okay. Oh, let's do like that. Okay, we'll give it a nice black outline, and we're going to make it a bit fatter. Okay. All right, so we've got shape number one. Let's do shape number two. Shape number two, let's do a call out because they have lots of corners. I like things with lots of corners for something like this. I'm going to go ahead and do a 10-pointed star. Okay. Now I'm getting kind of sick of that color, so I'm going to go ahead and change that. I'm going to make it green. Okay. And we'll move it a little bit. And here's what we're going to do. Okay. We're going to make it so that we have our elbow connector. Now the thing is, you see when I put my cursor over the shape, you see these purple dots. The purple dots are the points that I can use to connect these two shapes with. So what I do is I click on one of the purple dots and hold my button on the mouse down, and then I can bring it over the other one. See how the dots show up? And I'm going to go ahead and connect it here. Okay. Now, once I click on the selector, you'll see that I have two yellow or orange diamonds. What that does is it allows me to change my line. So if I pull this up here, you'll notice that my corner, my curve, goes over there. Also, I can pull this one over here. All right? And really a good reason to have this is in case I have like words in between that I need to avoid kind of thing. All right? Let's make the line nice and bright. We're going to make it green. Okay? And we'll make it a little fatter. All right, now, let's go back to select, and now we're going to do our curved connector. Same deal. I go to the purple dots, I'm going to connect it here, and you'll see that it pops it over here. I'm going to make it so that I pull this down to one of my other points. Okay, let's make it so that it kind of has to do some curving. All right, so you see again I have the orange or yellow diamond on the line. I can drag that either way. Oops, pull it off the dots. I can pull it either way to kind of give me more space in case I, like I say, needed words or something to go on it. I'm going to change the color of my line to make it a lot easier to see. Let's make it blue. Okay, again, going to the select arrow. Then I'm going to do some of the other stuff. Okay, we've got our curved line. Now, there's a couple ways you can do curved lines. One is enclosed, so I would click, 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 and then bring it back to the beginning. Or I can leave it open. I'm going to leave this one open. So click to start, click to make a corner, click to make a corner, click to make a corner, maybe click, and then double click to finish. Okay, so my line's done. I'm going to make it fatter so it's easier to see. And I'll change the color. Oh, okay, well, notice that if you use the fill bucket, it will go ahead and try to fill it in to the extent possible, but even though I've got this totally empty, I can also make it so that it's just transparent, so I just have the line. Okay. Let's make the line color a bit brighter, and let's make the line color a bit fatter. All right, now, again, I could fill it in with the color with the bucket. I'm not going to. Now, let's do the other one. Okay, curved line again. Click to start. Click to start. Click corner, 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 or curve, I should say. Curve, curve, and see how it gets when I bring it back to the beginning. Okay. Now this one automatically has a color to fill it in. Okay, I could make it transparent just like the other one. I don't feel like doing that though. Okay. So let's give it a gradient. Gray. Okay. And this is really, really cool. So if I double click, well, let's make it so that I don't have that line there. Okay. If I double click after I've got the frame around it, my points for my corners show up again, and I can drag those and change them. Okay. And do some kind of really cool stuff. All right. So that's one thing. Now I can do the same thing with the polyline, except that instead of getting curves, I get corners. So it's going to kind of look like this. Click, 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 and then double click to finish. Now this one makes it so that it tries to automatically fill it in. I don't feel like I want that. I'm going to go to solid, I'm going to go to transparent, and then it does that. Okay. Now, same thing, let's practice it again, but as a closed shape, polyline. Okay, with our polyline, let's make sure that we've got it. Okay, click, 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 and again I go back to the beginning. Click. Okay, and it closes in the shape for me. All right, let's make it so that that's a little easier to see. We'll make it red, make the outline black, make it fatter. There we go. All right, now, so those are polylines. Now the last one we got to do is a scribble. Here's a scribble. And so, again, I said this is pretty good for making names. So let's do the name Carl, okay, for Carl the Cardinal. Got to kind of have a steady hand for this. Okay, so there's Carl's name, and we're going to do a cool trick with that. We're going to copy and paste it. So it's already selected, we know that because it's got the light blue around it. Control C, Control V. All right, we're going to make that really fat. Let's make it 8 points. We're going to take the other one. Well, actually, also let's make it red. Oh, let's make it purple. That way it stands out from the background. So I'm going to go ahead, click on my select. I'm going to choose the original line. Remember how we did the order before? arrange, order, bring to front for the black line, and I'm going to pull it right on top of the other one, and there we go. There's Carl's name, and I've got two lines, one right on top of the other. The bottom one just happens to be fatter. Okay, so give that a try, see if you can accomplish those things, and have a great time, and then turn it in.